Clint Cosgrove, Rivals.com, here with the first edition of a new series we're going to call From the Film Room, where I will break down the game and then film of top recruits, maybe some intriguing players and under the radar types alike. But to kick things off, we're going to start with just one this week, and that is highly rated 2024 four-star receiver Jeremiah McClellan out of CBC High School in St. Louis. I'm going to start out by explaining what makes Jeremiah special, and then we'll dive into the film and show you real-life examples of his elite traits. Just a quick overview. I first saw McClellan winter after his freshman year at a showcase. He stood out right away. Despite he was a little smaller back then, but he already possessed elite skill set traits. And when I found out he was a freshman, I was absolutely shocked. Now let's take a look at the film. I talked earlier about Jeremiah making every route look the same when he's coming off the line. So when we watch this first clip, you're going to see him push vertical, like I was talking about earlier. Then the defensive back thinks he's going deep. So you see him bail, he gets that big cushion, then out of nowhere, he is able to snap off that route with precision, make the catch, secure it, and then get upfield. And then on the second play, this one is pretty impressive because this is against East St. Louis, which has a loaded defense and a loaded defensive backfield. But this is really where you see his special route running ability. So East St. Louis is going to be in a designed five-man pressure here, where Jeremiah basically gets man-free coverage. So the free safety, he is cheated over to the three-man side, but still being aware of Jeremiah on the backside. So that corner will have over-the-top support in theory, but he is on an island to start. And so Jeremiah recognizes that, and then he does the push vertical as we see here. So he starts with the push vertical like we saw last time. Then he uses a quick stutter to manipulate the corner. And the thing that really impresses here is he is back to full speed just a couple steps later. So then you see the body control as he adjusts to the underthrown ball. And even with that safety help, even though it came late, there are two guys there. Okay, so he is able to even accelerate, beat them, split them, and make it to the end zone. Another trait that you really like about Jeremiah, if he smells the end zone, he's going to find every way he can to get there. Okay, now on to the third clip. The reason I chose this is a great example of his vision and skills after the catch. Okay, so if we play that play, it's just a routine quick hitch, but then he uses his vision and his speed. He hits the seam, and then he has the speed to take it the distance. You know, this is kind of where you see when I talk about the running back caliber skills with the ball in his hand after the catch. That is just something he has an innate ability to do. He has great field vision. He has great awareness of what's going on around him. And then, like I said, the speed to make it happen. Now, this fourth play, this is where you're going to see his ability to fight a press man corner. And this is a corner with size, okay? This is a guy that he's up against right now with SEC, ACC offers. And, so Jeremiah, he scans the defense, sees that this guy's on an island with him, okay? The first thing you see is he's going to fight that press man corner with his size, and then he knows it's just him and the defender. So this is a great example of kind of what I referenced earlier at the finish of the play here. Talking about separating from the defender with the ball in the air at the point of attack. I was sitting in the stands on the other side, and, we figured this out. When he separated from that defender before he made the one-handed catch for the touchdown, he actually hits 22.1 miles per hour on that play. That is elite. That is a difference-making trait that Jeremiah McClellan has, and there's no better example of it there because he finishes the play and makes the catch that is not routine and not easy. Now, this next play, I put this in here because it's a great example of McClellan's ability to not only catch a contested ball in tight coverage, but to track the ball and then secure it over his outside shoulder for a big catch. This is great body control at work here. So you see the quick hitch, fake quick hitch, then Jeremiah hits it up, And the DB is not in a bad place there. But what Jeremiah does is he fades away with the ball, uses that tracking, uses that catch radius and body control, catches over his opposite shoulder, keeps his feet in bounds, and manages to make the play. That's almost indefensible as a defensive back because the way that he is drawing away from the defender when he's the only one who can see the ball in the air and knows where the sideline is, has that awareness, he's pretty much going to be undefeated on this route. So this may look routine for Jeremiah, but that is a special play right there. This next play is kind of when we talk about him being a running back at the receiver position with the ball in his hands. He lines up at the wildcat quarterback position here, running a zone read. And, this is just a great display of his vision, his short field quickness, his lateral movement, and then obviously his burst acceleration. And then, like I said, he has a nose for the end zone, his strength to overpower a would-be tackler at the goal line for the touchdown. Just a great example of what he's capable of doing with the ball after the catch, but then also an example of his versatility. Now, this next play, it appears to be a routine play, but the reason I want to put this in here is this is another great example of his ability to find holes, but then track the ball through traffic to secure a catch and a touchdown in this case. So just a little drag route. Nobody's even really on him. He gets behind that, the corner lets him go. He gets to that second level behind those linebacker defenders. But then what you don't realize here, if you're taking the eyes of Jeremiah, that is a cloudy picture. He is able to identify the ball in between two defenders, then eye it in, extend his hands, make the catch, secure the touchdown. But just another great example of his awareness and tracking of the football. Now, this next play here, and I talked about kind of his ability to motion and create mismatches. The coaches do a great job here, the CBC coaches, of creating a schematic mismatch with the motion, get him one-on-one with the linebacker. But what really impresses here, once again, is the body control and the ball skills. He's able to turn his body for a catch and not only secure it, but then try to get vertical after the catch. All right. This is not easy. He makes it look easy, but this is an elite trait. He's going upfield, is able to turn, adjust, secure, and then he does even attempt to take it for yards after the catch, even though he fails and ends up out of bounds. But again, making an elite play, I don't want to say a game-breaking elite play, but making a special play look routine is what he continually does. Another play with more of the same here, but what I'm getting at is these plays are routine. He has a cloud corner here with safety help over the top. Again, a big-time corner with some size, and he knows that he has a safety over the top, so he's able to sit at the line and aggressively try to play some press coverage, knowing that he has help over the top. But what you see here from Jeremiah is he pushes vertical. The deep actually does a great job of staying in phase with him. But then you see McClellan have the awareness and synchrony with his quarterback that he snaps this off, makes the back shoulder contested catch, surrounded by two defenders. Now, I was sitting right there. I'm the lone guy in the stands over there, and I filmed the play. I saw it in person, and they ruled this out of bounds, but his foot was definitely in, despite it being ruled incomplete. Just another great, example of not only the skill set, but the awareness to secure the ball and stay in bounds against some pretty big time players as well. And then I'm going to finish with something that isn't going to wow you here, but this is a true testament of how complete of a receiver Jeremiah McClellan is. He is willing to get his face dirty and do the dirty work in the game. He's not only about catching the balls, he's about winning, he's about competing, and he's about making everybody else around him better. This is just him blocking. But what you see is an extremely willing blocker with the athleticism, strength, and want to, and then obviously the finish there. But I had to throw that in there for you blocking enthusiasts, because it really is a testament to how complete of a player Jeremiah McClellan is. Well, there you have it. That is my breakdown in the film room of Jeremiah McClellan. And if I had to give an NFL comp, I'd probably say he is a mix of probably Jarvis Landry with a sprinkle of Jamar Chase in there as well. Look for his recruitment to be highly contested until the end, and he's a guy who I could see rising in future rankings release.